Welcome back to the Community Corner. Just a reminder that the Community Council elections are coming up in April, so make sure to be checking the website and your school email frequently. Make sure to ask Mrs. Keeler or Miss Fulton if you have any questions. You're going to want to join. It's a great time, and good luck.
Community Council would like to thank everyone at DHS for their participation during this year's Black History Month.
Hello everybody, this is the class of 2022 class officers. My name is Lachlan McLaren.
I'm Liv Peters.
I'm Cole Murphy.
I'm Kieran Ibrahimi.
And what we briefly wanted to say quickly is we are holding a drive this upcoming April. And we are proud to partner with the CRAN initiative, and basically they'll get crayons from our school, we'll send them off to them, they'll melt down the crayons and create new crayons for these kids in need in the hospitals.
We'd really love the school's participation, as we know that often we're not really using crayons anymore, so we'd love these unused ones to get recycled and go to a good cause rather than just lay around in our houses.
Yeah, and we felt that it would also be a good idea to expand this drive to cereal as well, to kind of hit on both the CRAN initiative as well as collecting food for a food drive, and also to increase the amount of people donating from just people that have old crayons to pretty much everyone in the school. So if you have the ability, please bring in preferably both crayons as well as cereal, or if you only have one, that's great as well. But really, any donation will be greatly appreciated.
Both of these drives are obviously going to really good causes, so we would really appreciate your participation. We're thinking of conducting these drives sometime in April, so that would either be the first week or the last 2 weeks of April. So just look out for more information.
Hi, I'm Lucy. I'm a senior class officer.
Hi, I'm Eva. I'm also a senior class officer. And this month we're doing another club spotlight. And this month we are spotlighting the Future is Feminist Club. So Olivia and Amy, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm the president of the Future is Feminist. We just started it this year.
Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm a member of the Future is Feminist.
Awesome. So do you want to start off by just describing what the Future is Feminist does and kind of the mission of the club?
Sure. So it was just started this year, so it's a smaller club, but I wanted to start it just because I felt like we have a lot of feminist conversations in history and English classes, and I knew that Miss Boston, our faculty advisor, was really into feminism, so I wanted to have an outlet for that at Darien High School. So I thought it would be a good addition.
So can you describe your mission around the club?
Sometimes we'll have discussions. Other times I'll bring in documents and articles about stuff that's going on in the news with feminist happenings or historical events. It's pretty open, so anyone can come and talk about whatever they feel is interesting.
So do you want to explain what you've enjoyed most about the club? And you can both answer this.
I can go first. I've really enjoyed just being able to bring whatever's happened in the news or with pop culture relating to feminism and just have a place to talk about it and talk about any really good books we might be reading or articles or statistics that we find interesting that are pertaining to this, because it's something that I feel doesn't really get covered in English or history, and I think it should more.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's interesting. A lot of times we'll focus on media. So Amy mentioned books, but also documentaries, movies, whatever it might be. So it's interesting to see from that perspective.
So, what did the club do to celebrate National Women's History Month?
So every Wednesday we've been having announcements with just facts from women of varying fields and then like of varying times. So I think that's been interesting because sometimes you don't really realize the contributions that women have made, especially in these fields that are male dominated. So it even surprised me when I was like going through all these facts, and I just chose the ones that were most interesting to me.
And why do you think like it's important that we recognize and celebrate National Women's History Month?
Amy, you want to go for that?
Oh, sure. I think it's important to recognize National Women's History Month, just with any other like Black History Month, just to, recognize the contributions made by women that Olivia said often go unnoticed. Like I've learned a lot about what women have done that it never even occurred to me. And just to raise awareness about like inequality in the workplace and everywhere else.
Do you guys have any plans for the rest of the year or anything you're planning on accomplishing or hope to accomplish?
Yeah, so we actually have a roundtable discussion with the Rowan Center coming up. So the Rowan Center is a sexual assault advisory group. They actually come to health classes normally, so you probably recognize the name. But this time around, they're coming with some experts, and we're talking about gender bias, which I think will be an interesting conversation to have, especially with people who are just like very well versed on the subject, and hopefully get some interesting perspectives and conversation going. So I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome. Nice. Is there any message that you want to send to the rest of DHS about your club?
Yeah, I mean, it's super relaxed. Like anyone is welcome to come. And if you're interested in the subject or if you just like to know more, I think that it's a great opportunity to come and check it out. I can give our Google Classroom code if that's helpful for people who'd like to join. So it's MWS4OWT. So if anyone is interested in joining, we usually meet Wednesday mornings at 7:15. It's every other Wednesday. So just join our Google Classroom and then all the details will be on there.
Awesome.
All right.
Well,
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
A notable club at DHS is the Deca Club. It's a club that prepares for and competes in a variety of business competitions. On March 2nd, the Deca Club participated in the Connecticut State Deca competition and placed in the top 4 in many events. Our first place winners include Ethan Zhang in Financial Consulting, Charlie Johnson and Connor O'Malley in Financial Services Team Decision Making, Harrison Bell, Bruno Cope, and Max Knight in International Business Plan, Samantha Stevens in the Principles of Business Management and Administration, Vincent Shu in Professional Selling, and Mackenzie Oshia in Quick Serve Restaurant Management. Our second place winners include Jack Yearman in Automotive Services Marketing, Jaffe Salmon in Financial Consulting, Brenton Ingley in Integrated Marketing Campaign, and Sophie Shu in Professional Selling. Bill Bronca and Brett Richards got third in Integrated Marketing Campaign. Fourth place winners include Brooke Bildo and Lindsay Darby in Business Law and Ethics Team Decision Making, Evelyn Heidi and Matt Reynolds in Entrepreneurship Team Decision Making, Alex Medawar and James Galvin in Financial Services Team Decision Making, and Sabrina Giarratano in Personal Financial Literacy. Alex DeCastro and Audie Rai also qualified for the National ICDC competition because they placed top 25 in the Stock Market Challenge. Congratulations to all the winners in the state competition, and good luck in the future national competition.
Thank you for meeting with me today. Can you tell me a little bit about the Black and Latin elective course?
Yeah, so our department is really excited to offer the course next year. The way that we're going to be offering it next year will be a little bit different than in years to come. But next year, we're going to have 2 individual semester-long courses that'll be running. One of the semesters will be the Black and African American Studies course. The second course will be the Latinx Puerto Rican Studies course. In future years, they'll be combined as a single year-long elective option. But next year, there's an opportunity to have that run as separate courses. So we'll have 2 individual courses that students will be able to sign up for. In those classes, what we're looking at is really tracing the experience and the history of those groups in the United States. And it'll really allow us to get into a lot more depth. It should be really interesting. So we're really excited for it.
Can you tell me what grades can take the course next year?
Yep. So next year, the course is going to be open to 11th and 12th grade students.
Has there been a teacher assigned to the course yet, or?
Once we get a sense of what students, how many students are interested in different classes, and we figure out how many courses we're going to run and what that's going to look like, then we start to look at who will assign based on their interest and expertise and all that good stuff. So we don't have someone assigned to it just yet, but we will sometime in the near future.
So as head of the social studies department, what really made you want to have this elective at DHS?
So I think this is such an interesting, it's an interesting opportunity for us to continue a discussion of race and identity. It's something that we already have in a lot of our social studies classes, but there's going to be a lot more of a focus on it, obviously, because of the content of this course. So we're excited to kind of expand our offerings, give students an opportunity to explore this further, develop a deeper understanding. And much of what we do in the social studies department is to explore the past as a way of trying to understand our contemporary society, and then moving ahead, thinking about what we want our society to look like. So there'll be plenty of opportunities for that sort of forward and contemporary thinking as well. So it's I'm excited about the opportunity for the discussions that it will foster in the class, and also to see kind of where students want to take it, because this is also going to be some inquiry experiences, which is kind of a fancy way of saying investigations. So students will have opportunities to explore in a couple of different avenues and kind of look into more depth. So they'll have plenty of chances for that.
Hi, I'm Miss McCarthy from the English department here at DHS. I teach mostly sophomores and seniors, and I'm also the faculty advisor for the National English Honor Society. I run the Writing Center with an amazing team of student writing experts. If you haven't used us, please use us, and if you have, you'll know what I'm talking about. I also coordinate Poetry Out Loud, which will be happening in a couple of weeks, and that's a celebration of reciting poetry that we love. I'm a huge animal lover. I've had pets my whole life. Right now I have 2 cats and 2 dogs, all of which were adopted. And I'm the kind of sort of rabid animal lover that if I see an animal in a movie or in a commercial or something, I'm pretty much guaranteed to cry. It makes me cry more than when sad things happen to people. I just love animals so much. I try to find things that I like in any time of year. I think any season can be fun if you make it, but if I had to choose my least favorite, I would say the period of time after New Year's and until it starts warming up in March, because it just seems like it goes on forever, and I hate the cold. I grew up in Florida, so it's not fun for me at all. If I could give my high school self one piece of advice, I would tell her not to worry so much about what other people think of you. Once you leave high school, it matters very, very little, and you'd be much more confident and happy if you cared a little bit less. So that's definitely what I would tell myself. My favorite book series of all time is the Harry Potter series. I've read it over 20 times. I'm reading it again right now on audiobook. And why I love it so much is because each time I read it, I get something new out of it, especially as I get older. This time I'm reading it, I'm noticing how similar we sometimes are to the people we consider our enemies, which I think is a really interesting thing to think about.